think the biggest surprise is that from the day you open the theater, it's busier and has a bigger economic impact, and there's more art and education coming out of the building than people can imagine. Even though you do these studies and you think you're planning for it, it doesn't really happen that way, because people want to be in this new space. They want to be in this amazing historic building, and suddenly they start coming out of the woodwork.
So you can come here to see the symphony. We're the home of the Ann Arbor Symphony. You can come to see rock and roll and other kind of pop music shows. You can see stage plays, touring Broadway shows, local shows, university shows, a variety of performing arts that's really quite dynamic. And then we're acclaimed for our cinema programming. We do the kind of programs that they do at Sundance 365 days a year, which is one reason that Sundance picked us as one of the key art house exhibition theaters in the country. We're very excited about that.
This is the first time that Sundance has ever shown a movie concurrently during the festival outside of the city of Park City. So this is actually the first year where we've brought a movie that was only normally playing in Park City to a whole other city.
The communication with your audience, which is your desired effect the entire time, is an incredibly delayed thing in film. And so when you're able to sit there and hear and feel the audience interact with your movie, especially one that got it this much, it's honestly, it's like fulfillment of why we're doing the things that we're doing.
My husband and I always wanted to go to the Sundance Film Festival in Utah, but we were never able to go, so we were thrilled when we heard that the Michigan Theater was going to host a show here.
I think this is one of the best theaters in the whole country, so why not have Sundance come here?
It was a pleasure seeing a Sundance film at Michigan Theater.
Theaters are an unusual space because it's a non-sectarian gathering place where people of any race, color, creed, background can come together, and they can all accomplish something together, be educated, be entertained, laugh, and you can only do that in a theater or a space like a theater. And when it's a beautiful theater, the experience is that much better. The real thing about theaters is the art and what's in the art, and how that art really changes people's lives.
I'd say going to the Michigan Theater as a kid was really a major part of my reason for going into filmmaking. I'd always enjoyed dabbling with filmmaking, even when I was a little kid, just shooting movies. But I think going to the Michigan Theater and seeing all the great films that were shown there really got me excited about the possibilities of independent filmmaking.
The towns that tend to preserve their historic theaters, and then those towns that very actively use those theaters, I think that serves as a symbol for a community's vision of itself, that it values and appreciates arts, education, those finer things in life that allow you to sharpen your mind and think beyond yourself, beyond your community, into a wider world view.
The Award for Outstanding Historic Theater acknowledges the highest standards of excellence in an historic theater's vision, execution, and service. The award recognizes an operating theater's distinction of accomplishment and impact through its programs and services.
Tonight's recipient embodies that excellence in every way. It gives me great pleasure to announce to you that the LHAT Award for Outstanding Historic Theater is awarded to the Michigan Theater, Russ Collins, Executive Director.
We're flattered to know that the restoration and the operation of the State Theater in Traverse City was modeled to a large degree on the Michigan Theater, both in terms of its film programming and in terms of how it works to attract audiences, to attract businesses to the downtown.
The Michigan Theater of sorts, because of the work that Russ has done in the theater in general, and being kind of an integral and early on member of the League of Historic American Theaters, has helped perpetuate theaters not only in Ann Arbor and the Michigan Theater, but they've offered a tremendous positive influence to many of the different theaters in the state of Michigan.
We recently were notified of a grant from the Kresge Foundation that's essentially our third major national piece of recognition. The first one being the League of Historic American Theaters naming the Michigan Theater the outstanding historic theater in North America. The next one being recognized by Sundance as an exceptional art house cinema. And the third one being the Kresge Foundation Institutional Capitalization Grant. This was a highly competitive grant. There were 151 applicants from throughout the country, and we were one of 9 applicants that were funded. This was very, very gratifying to us because this was such an elite program that we qualified for.
The Kresge Foundation is a $3 billion national foundation funding in 6 fields of interest, arts and culture being one of them. I think the Michigan Theater had 3 very strong things going for it. First, it is a cultural anchor here in Ann Arbor. It provides cutting-edge programming. It partners with local organizations and provides space for them to do their programming. They are the stewards of an iconic facility here in downtown Ann Arbor and really contribute to the cultural vitality of the downtown area. Second, they are becoming well known nationally, as evidenced through the League of Historic Theaters, as well as through their work with the Sundance Film Festival. And then third, they were able to show a strong financial track record as well as a strong plan for building up its reserves over time that we felt comfortable in investing our $1 million in.
We feel that this kind of national recognition, this kind of a recognition of the community's investment in our organization is what we need to look boldly into the future to provide the kind of high-quality programs that a town and a community like this demand.